Dear brothers and sisters, homily of Sunday, February 12, 2023. Sixth Sunday in Ordinary Time, Year A. Biblical references. Ben Sirach reading, chapter 15. Stretch out your hand to what you prefer. Psalm 118. Open my eyes to see the wonders of your law. Letter of St. Paul to the Corinthians, chapter 2. We speak the wisdom of God. And the Gospel according to the St. Matthew, chapter 5. If you say yes, so be it. When you say no, let it be no. It is in the heart of man that this faithfulness to God and openness to others are played out. And we must accept and translate the thought of God that we discover in the living Jesus Christ. I am looking for you, and you will come to me, John Paul II said. On the banks of the Jordan, Andrew and Philip were looking for the one the prophet had spoken of. They did not want to stop at the simple commentaries of the scribes or even the more elaborate commentaries of the scribe. They had left the closed world of Jerusalem, where these learned men were babbling about texts that scribes were about to write down, explaining them with learned commentaries. They didn't want to stop there. They wanted to see clearly. Ben Sirach said, "Stretch out your hand, look and choose." On the banks of the Jordan River, Andrew and Philip discovered a voice that was being heard. It was an echo of the prophets. It was not the voice of the worldly wisdom, because this voice wanted to humbly proclaim God's thought, which he was discovering. John the Baptist came to bear witness to the light that came into the world to enlighten people. Discover God's truth. But wisdom is the secret of God, what no one has seen with his own eyes or heard with his own ears. The great discussions we can have within ourselves and with our loved ones will always be partisan, and mostly partisan if they remain only a discussion about the ritual of our social or moralizing gestures. The depth of the mystery cannot be measured. Natural morality is not contrary to the mind of God, and Jesus only revealed to us the whole mind of God. And who can come to this thought if there is not an immense love, a love attentive to the fulfillment of the whole law, in behavior lived interiorly, more radical, because Jesus calls each of us to surpass ourselves, to go beyond the letter to live like of St. Paul. This letter to live a life of true faith. It is above all a law of God, which must be ours, which we must know, which we must announce, which we must translate into our daily actions for God as for our brothers. Open my eyes to contemplate the wonders of your law, not just a letter, words of letters. Beloved brothers and sisters, translate God's law into our life. Don't stop there, I tell you. The law is undoubtedly a miracle, but it must be lived as Christ lived it, because for him everything is now at the level of the human heart, which must be in the image and likeness of God's heart. It is about forbidding anger against a brother because he carries the seed of true murder, forbidding greed because it comes with it the theft of intimate wealth, forbidding true or false oaths, because they destroy the power of truths. We must stick to the one word, the word yes, the word no. Whether yes, whether no. The word of truth and deep respect for the personality of our brother to whom we owe the truths. And we who believed that the gospel is only sweetness, emotional piety, consolation, indulgence, here we even face unprecedented demands. Therefore, very often now we react like the apostles. But who can be saved? We know Jesus' answer, but we are afraid to take it because it is very demanding. Apart from me, you can do nothing. Jesus said, no Christian morality is possible without the support of spiritual life. Father Pio said, the life is a battle you have to gain in your interior life. Let's say even mystical life, the life of our union with Christ, implementation in his person, source of desire and action. His tender gaze directed at us makes us discover that without him we can do nothing, but with him and in him all things become possible. The gaze directed at our brothers, if it is the gaze of God, who is love, gives us an answer, because then we ask ourselves how Christ would act in such circumstances and what the personal paths of fulfilling the law must look like for each of us from now on. At the end of this letter, St. Paul said, I will tell you as a messenger from Częstochowa. It is words of mine. I am the greenest priest in the world, but for the sake of God, I am a useless servant who does for his brothers and only what he should in the spirit of Christ's requirement. It is to us that God has revealed the wisdom through the Spirit, because the Spirit sees the bottom of all things and even the depths of God. Pray the Lord Jesus Christ.